Hi, this is Dr. Mimi, and I'm back again with another YouTube video. I'd like to thank all of you for subscribing, for watching, and just supporting me. Today, I want to talk a little about special education. I know we've talked about, parents being involved in school, how to be appropriate when you come to the school, but today I want to start a three-part series on special education. And parents, it's important that you know your rights when you have a student who is receiving services through special education. The first thing we're going to talk about today is discipline. How often can your child be disciplined? Can your child be disciplined? And what the outcome may be and how things should operate, or the process, so to say. Um, when a child has an IEP, and that's an individualized education plan, there are certain things that can be implemented and cannot be implemented. But the first thing, parents, you need to be aware of is that just because your child has an IEP does not mean he or she cannot be suspended from school. A child can be disciplined for up to 10 days, whether they're 10 consecutive days or they're just 10 days as a whole. When a child reaches that 11th day, the school has a responsibility to conduct a manifestation. The manifestation is to determine if the behavior is a direct response to the disability, or has the school failed to implement the child's IEP? That's very important. It's important that you know why you have the manifestation and what the purpose is for having the manifestation, and to understand how this affects your child. If it is found that the behavior your child has exhibited that has gotten him or her a 10-day suspension, you have to then create a functional behavioral assessment. And that is where teachers and yourself, you look at the child's behavior. You look at when they are occurring, how often they are occurring, what is the antecedent, what is causing this behavior to occur. After you get the functional behavior assessment completed, you'll meet again as a team and you'll develop a behavior plan. And the behavior plan is, how are we going to deal with this child's behaviors? Then once the behavior plan is, and the child needs to be in on this meeting because he or she needs to know what's expected of them. You can't expect a child to behave appropriately if he or she doesn't know what they're supposed to be doing. So it's important that the child is a part of this meeting. Parents, it is important that you know that it's not just what the school says. You have a say. This is a team effort. Even with the development of the IEP, and we'll discuss that later on in another video, but when you develop an IEP, you're a part of that. If there's something you would like, or if there's something you would not like, you have to bring that up, and it has to be discussed as a team. So again, when you're dealing with discipline, you have to know that your child can be suspended for up to 10 days without being in any type of violation or not being in compliance. Once your child has reached that 11th day, and when I say disciplined or suspended, that means they can be ISS, they can be out of school suspended, or they can be suspended off of the bus, because IDEA says that a child is to have a free and appropriate education. So to have that free and appropriate education, they have to have access. And access to the curriculum means the child has to be, in school or have his or her lessons so that they can get what they need to be academically successful. So if a child is suspended from school, in ISS, or off the bus, all these days count within that 10-day period. And remember, I'm saying it could be 10 days just periodically here and there, or 10 consecutive days. But on that 11th day, the child has to have a manifestation. And the school has 10 days from the time they reach that 11th day to do the manifestation. So what I'm saying is a child with an IEP cannot be out of school for more than 10 days without having a manifestation. Most schools, I know in the school I work, we try to have the manifestation when they get about 8 to 9 days. That way, if something happens and they're going to be suspended again, and we hope they don't, we have just a few days to play with, and we're not going to be out of compliance by having them out for more than the 10-day period. So you have the manifestation. If it's found to be a manifestation, then you do a functional behavior assessment. Then you go into a behavior plan. And the IEP also has to be revised because you have to address what's going on. You have to talk about the things that are happening. If it is not a manifestation, you still have to address these behaviors. So you're going back to an IEP team meeting and you're discussing what's going on. Now, the important part of all this is when you're looking at if it is a manifestation, you're looking at the child's history. You're not just looking at today this child has, let's just say, ADHD, and his ADHD may not have caused him to skip class. You have to look back at his history. Why was he or she found eligible for special education services? What type of behaviors has he or she exhibited in the past? Look at previous IEPs. So you're looking at the whole. You're not just looking at that particular incident. So I hope this information helps. I know it may have been a lot in just one little session. So we're going to come back, and like I said, it'll be a 3-part. And this first part, we just wanted to quickly discuss discipline. If you have any questions or concerns, send me some comments. Ask your questions. I will respond as soon as possible. You can check me out on my Facebook, Dr. Mimi. You can check me out on Twitter at Dr. Mimi as well. Or you can check out my website and send me an email there at drmimi.org. Again, I appreciate all your support. I appreciate your love. I hope you find this information beneficial. And again, if you have any other questions or anything you'd like me to discuss, please send them on. I look forward to hearing from you all, and have a great day. Thank you.